In this video, I try to answer and ask the question, do you really need to learn more techniques or do you just need better systems? For those of you that don't know me, my name is Dr. Matt Maggio. I created a new treatment system called the Peak Method, specifically for manual therapists, that focuses on the idea of working smarter, not harder, which in turn allows the provider to work 50% less with some awesome benefits of staying healthier and being able to help more people get out of pain. Really wanted to cover this idea of, do you really need to learn more techniques or just need better systems? All of us are guilty of this. I've done it a lot myself. Is what's called the shiny object syndrome. What is that? It's always asking this idea of like, ooh, there's a new technique or there's a new treatment that I can learn. I'm going to try all these things because they really want to just have availability to be able to do everything under the board. They don't want to miss anything. And and manual therapists are really bad at this. They just want to have every single tool in the tool belt. But the question that I always ask is, do I need more tools in my tool belt or do I just need to sharpen the ones I already have? And a problem with 99% of trainings, programs, techniques out there, on one side, I'd say it's all evaluation based. The whole time you're spent doing like an hour and a half of assessments and functioning, and you can get to the cause of what's going on, but you don't have the tools to actually fix it. So you spend so much time knowing what the problem is, but then you can't actually fix it. So it's good because you know the problem, but you haven't had enough time to learn, be able to fix the problem too, because that's kind of lousy when you can tell someone what's wrong, but then you're like, well, you're kind of screwed. There's nothing I can do. On the other side is no assessments, no evaluations. If they are, they're very lackluster, very basic. And basically they just want you to do the same treatment every single time, but there's never consistent results. They'll be like, just treat this area, just treat the fascia, just treat the lymph, just treat this. And that's what you're going to do for every single person. There's no real evaluation in getting to the root cause of what's going on. What I've learned over the years when I've done that, been all over the place trying everything under the sun, is you need to be somewhere in the middle. There has to be a good evaluation, but there also has to be a process and a system to actually get that problem fixed. And that's what's missing a lot. So we get, I'd say, 4 or 5 messages a week from people that have been consuming my content, consuming my material, and they're so excited to learn our technique. And they're like, this is just going to be so great to add to what I'm already doing. I want to have more tools in my tool belt. I want to be able to not miss a damn thing that comes in because I want to be able to have everything available across the board. They're really suffering from what I call being a jack of all trades, master of none. Trust me, I've been there. I took every certification possible, new techniques, new systems, not even systems, new techniques. Every month it seemed like, I'd go and take this technique course and then I'd come back and I'd be really super excited. I'd do it on everybody for like 2 or 3 weeks. Fizzle out, wouldn't really get results. So I'd be like, okay, well, I'm going to try something different, or I might go take that technique course again, really understanding that I was missing out on what's a complete system. So when people reach out, we say, hey, it's not a technique. It's not a new thing to add to your tool belt. It is a Swiss Army knife that's going to be able to get you to figure out everything and solve problems. At the end of the day, people need their problem solved more than anything else. So how a good system works and how our system works is, number one, we start by taking a thorough history. Yeah, a thorough history. You actually ask questions to figure out what's going on. Not just going to have them fill out a quick mindless intake sheet that doesn't even count. Number two, after that, we do a detailed functional evaluation. Yeah, detailed functional evaluation. We're not just doing a couple things and then rolling with it and see how it goes. We're doing a very detailed functional evaluation based off what we found on those history questions. Then based off the functional evaluation, you're then able to isolate which structures are involved. Because I always say, if you can't find it, you can't fix it. Then based off of that, you're able to palpate and confirm that they are in fact creating the restrictions in the range of motion. Now what you have is a problem specific list and can formulate an actual plan Then you can treat exactly what the problem is and have data to know it is actually working, because you actually have these tests, objective data, and the tests are improving. We're still going here because this is a system. I wrote all these down so I didn't ramble too much. Then you are able to communicate with the client about what they need to do and not do. Not do is very important as well between visits to help the problem get better. You hold the client accountable. They're going to see this all the way through. And then number 8, you repeat the same process on every new client and you start solving problems. Instead of just trying some random stuff, some new technique that you learn over the weekend and really just getting stuck winging it and not really know what's going on. And that's exactly what we teach in my trainings, in my courses. You know, when you reach out, it is not a technique. It isn't. We actually teach you how to critically think and solve problems. Most people don't want to do that. They just want to jump right into the treatment, never really knowing what's going on. I always say, imagine if you took your car to the mechanic and it was making noise and you didn't know what was going on. The mechanic didn't do any diagnostics or run any tests, just started hammering away on shit. It wouldn't be any better. But we do this all the time with our treatments and what we do. Learn to think critically. Learn to become a clinician first, then a technician second. And that's exactly what we teach in our courses and our trainings. To use your brain first. Have a plan and actually fix problems for good and get the reputation as being so good that nobody can ignore you. But even more important, be able to confidently know when someone comes in, you can solve their problems and figure out what's the injury's cause and keep them from getting destroyed by the medical system. I continue to say this. The only way we're going to solve the pain pill epidemic is helping people on the front end and getting them better quality conservative care. And that is manual therapy based on soft tissue based treatments. But you have to change your perspective and how you do things and focus more on collecting data, working smarter, not harder, and don't always look for a new, bright, shiny object. Instead, get really good at what you already have. And the biggest thing you have to do is think critically and use your brain. I'm done ranting. I appreciate you guys watching the video, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.